Hi everyone, how you doing? Tonight's video is if you're watching this channel, obviously you've had a heart attack, or you've been up to the hospital and you've been given the dye test and you've had a stent. Personally myself, I had a heart attack on the 20th of January 2008. So tonight's video is life after a stent, right? Now, way back when I first started this YouTube channel, I actually made a video called Life After a Stent, and looking back, it was absolute rubbish. So it was, I'd arrived in work 20 minutes earlier and I made a 10-minute video in the car. It was during the winter. I was wearing an old black coat and I just actually had, my hair was like a skinhead. I hadn't shaved and my face was way fat because I'd put on a lot of weight. And I'm actually ashamed looking back at some of my videos because some of the old videos that I've made, I'm actually going to remake them. So I'm remaking this one, Life After a Heart Attack, because I've just sort of joined a forum on Facebook, and I really like the forum. And there's another one I've joined as well. It's related to the actual Heart Foundation, and it's all about people, putting in every day. You're reading about 15 to 30, from people that have just had a heart attack. Their father's just had a heart attack. They've just had a stent. They're going to get a stent in a couple of days' time, and they're absolutely scared stiff. Which I was too. After I had the heart attack, I'd woke up on a Sunday morning, and I was a first aider at the time, and I knew something wasn't quite right. I felt like I was going to throw up. And then the next minute I thought I was going to have diarrhea, excuse the thought of that, and excuse the glasses. These are my UV glasses. They save me getting sore eyes watching television. It's not that I'm trying to be a rock star or anything like that. But anyway, after that there, I just felt something wasn't right. So I went into the bathroom, looked in the mirror, and Jesus, my face was like chalk, absolute chalk. So I knew right away there was just something there. Whenever you sort of take a first aid course, or I don't know whether you've ever read, it says that whenever you're taking a heart attack, you get this feeling of impending doom. Now, when I say you get the feeling of impending doom, I'm not talking about your sort of rates bill or electric bill or anything like that coming through the letterbox. This is life or death. It really is that feeling. You just know there's something wrong. So I phoned for an ambulance at 8 o'clock, and it's funny how time goes by so slowly, I started to sort of couldn't feel my arms and so on. But to cut a long story short, because we're going to go into the heart attack, I was up in the ward for about 8:30. They bust the clot there, and then they had me up in the ward for 10 o'clock after that, and then I got stented on the Friday, and I was out on the Saturday, and that was me. You didn't hear much from the hospital after that, although I got the letter saying to go to the cardio rehab. Cardio rehab is brilliant. If you've just had your sort of heart attack and you're waiting on your letter for cardio rehab, definitely go to the cardio rehab. Lays out everything, your diets, your exercises, what are the best exercises to do. But not only that, you meet other people. The same way I learned a lot when I was in the hospital as well, from people. There were people in the hospital, who had previous heart attacks and sort of told what they'd done and things to watch out for and so on, which I will tell you myself as we go on into the video, so please be patient and, do watch all of the video, because you may actually gain something from it. It might actually help save your life later on down the line, At the end of the day, I was 53 when I had my heart attack. I'm now 67. I know I look much younger. What can I say? It's a good living, it's just, what can I say, But anyway, that's 14 years, so I must be doing something right, So anyway, you go to the rehab and you learn the exercise. That's one of the most important things in life after a heart attack. The big E, exercise, because, you will not stave off a heart attack or prevent a second heart attack by sitting on your jacksie, You need to get up of your butt and exercise. My routine for exercise, they've learned me a lot of things. One thing I really did do, and one of the things I've learned is the criticism. I've got some criticism in this channel because I'm not a doctor, you know. I'm sorry I'm not a doctor and I don't know anything about heart disease. Of course I know about heart disease. I've had heart disease for 14 years. But I said to some woman in a forum, I got kicked out of the forum on Facebook, one of these forums, because I said I went for swimming 4 or 5 days a week. And the woman says, that's ridiculous, you shouldn't be going swimming, that puts a strain on your heart. That's the idea, love. You know, you're supposed to put a strain on your heart, but not a big strain, right? You go to see your doctor first. If you're living in the UK, after a month, if you go to your doctor, the doctor gives you a 3-month free pass to the gymnasium anyway. So if you didn't know that, there you go. Go and get yourself one. Anyway, I decided to go in for a swim, right? So you go to the gymnasium anyway, you know. You let them know that you've had a heart attack, right? So if I'm going in for a swim, this guy that's doing the swimming attendant, he has my metal capsule that contains my aspirin. He knows that I have a heart problem. So all that's known before I even get into the pool, right? So, I mean, he knows. So I started off swimming because I hadn't swam for years, you know. But I really loved it, you know. And I was actually scared of swimming up to the deep end in case I took a heart attack and died at the end of the pool, you know, in the deep end, you know. But at the end of the day, if I was having a heart attack and it was a bad heart attack, I would have died of the heart attack, never mind dying of drowning, you know. So it's a bit of a stupid sort of thought. But these are the things. And I mean, I know by reading all your comments on Facebook and on the Heart Foundation, we all have these thoughts. You know, we all have this fear of dying after we've had the heart attack. You know, we have had the heart attack and the heart attack's out of the road. You've had your stent, you've had your bypass, or whatever it is that you've had. But in the back of your mind, you're not thinking of the fact that, oh, I've had a heart attack and I'm all right. You're thinking, when am I going to have my second heart attack? Am I going to live? How long am I going to live? You know, because whenever, you know, my life after a heart attack straight away, for at least 6 months after that, was on Google, finding out, oh, you know, some people get re-stented after so many months. The first year is the most poor, you know. You have to watch the first year because you have to take Plavix the first year. I hate that drug, you know, because you cut yourself and you bleed like a river. But I stopped taking Plavix after a year, and it was one drug I was glad to stop taking. I really was. And anyway, after I got the first year over me, I felt a wee bit better, and I even started taking a wee tipple of red wine, you know. And at the end of the day, you know, I still work. You know, I'm 67. I should be retired. But I mean, I live in the UK. I mean, the pension in the UK, it would not keep you. So the alternative is to go out to work, you know. And the way things are with COVID and so on, you know, I'm going to be working until I'm about 80. If I live to 80, you know, touch wood, you know. But my life after a heart attack, you know, it's strange. I was actually married when I had the heart attack, and my wife left the same year, you know. I mean, it wasn't a great marriage anyway, but, you know, at the end of the day, I had the heart attack in January, and she left in October, just up and left. And to be quite honest, I actually like living on my own. After the heart attack, I sort of tried a bit of dating and stuff like that there, but I just didn't, you know. I got myself into a routine where at night, this is my life after a heart attack now, right? You know, I go to work and I make sure I'm fit. Now, during lockdown, I'm sure like the rest of you, have you put a bit of weight on? Yeah. I put 2 blinking stone on. 2 stone, look at that, you know? And I can see Man United supporters looking at the bad saying, never mind the weight, look at that bloody team. Well, anyway, I've lost 9 pounds in the last 3 weeks. And what I'm doing is I come home from work, right? And I have my dinner and I eat very, very low portions now. That's the main thing. You see, if you're trying to sort of, obesity, you know, you don't see many old people in their 80s and so on that are obese. So, I mean, that tells you something, you know. By the way, if you are an overweight person and you're watching this, you're talking to an overweight person that's talking it, you know. So, just bear with me. And, you know, I still think it is a good thing to get weight off, because carrying the weight puts a big pressure on your heart all the years after the heart attack. And our goal is, you know, if you're 53, you want to live into your 90s, you know. If you sort of, I've read people have taken a heart attack in their 40s and their 30s, and I know the score there because my dad died at 46 of a heart attack. That's why heart attack has always been something in my mind. My granddad, I was about 10 when I went to my granddad's funeral. He died of a heart attack at 61. So I'm now the oldest in my family male that has survived with not dying, Record holder, record holder. But anyway, my routine. I come home from work. I sort of have my dinner. Not much for dinner. For lunch, I usually just have fruit. There's people in my work that have big bloody baguettes and stuff like that there. You'd think they were having... Some of them actually do have a dinner. There's people in my work have a chicken curry and a curry chip and stuff like that. Sorry, for lunch. They have a curry chip and all for lunch. I wouldn't even have that for my dinner. I'm trying to lose weight. Flip's sake. But I mean, they're all in their sort of 40s. Where do you see them when they're in their 50s? Jesus Christ. They'll not be able to get out their door. But anyway, I like rowing, right? And I didn't like, I know you probably heard me before, I didn't like the exercise bike, but you see when you're watching the likes of Emmerdale, alright, I like Emmerdale, okay, but anyway, I watch Emmerdale on a cycle, so I don't cycle with my hands, right, okay, I cycle with my feet like that. That was just to sort of show you, but anyway, I cycle for half an hour, and then I sit down, have a wee breather for 15 minutes. I usually have to pull my top off because I'm sweating, but I'm not going to pull my top off because you really do not want to see what's underneath my top. Anyway, I would then get onto the rowing machine and row for about half an hour, right? Now, see, after that, I feel brilliant. And if it's a day where I'm not working, like I don't work Wednesdays, I'm off Saturday, I'm off Sundays, those 3 days I would go for a long walk, right? Feels really good. And I found since doing this, I've started to lose weight because I lost 2 stone after the heart attack, so it did. And I never felt better. But then I became complacent, as you do, because it's very hard to discipline yourself, and it's very hard to get rid of, people in work, I would say to people in work, with COVID, the windows are kept open, and if you're like myself and you're on blood thinners, you would feel that far more than anyone else, because I would say to somebody in work, oh, it's a bit cold, and they would be, oh, catch yourself on, it's roasting. But, if you're on blood thinners yourself, you know yourself what a difference that makes. It makes a hell of a difference, But, stay on your blood thinners, obviously. But, no, that's the thing. I would sort of go on about it, and I would be in my mind, and I'd sort of say, oh, yeah, I'm on blood thinners, I had a heart attack, such and such. And then maybe, years down the line, 14 years later, I think it was only a couple of months ago or something like that, I had really had bad heartburn, right? Now, before I had the heart attack, that was one of the symptoms, jaw pain, and plus the heartburn that I had before the heart attack. So, whenever I take the heartburn again, or I'd have a chest pain or something like that, you get scared right away. And I used to think it was just me until I've been reading in the Facebook forums and the Heart Foundation forum. Everybody that's had a heart attack has these fears, not just me. And it's good to see that it's not just me. But the main factors in my life, and I'm going to tell you the main factors in my life that have kept me alive, or which I think have kept me alive for the 14 years. Be careful what your medicine is, right? My medicine is aspirin, right? Bisoprolol. Now, bisoprolol, it affects your heart rate, so it does. Now, I noticed that my heart rate was down pretty low. It was around about 60, and sometimes it was sort of down to 58. Now, a low heart rate is good if you're an athlete, but I'm not an athlete. I'm an old man, and I don't do that much exercise, so my heart rate shouldn't be 58, 57. That's not right. So I had a word with the doctor, and I says, like, my heart rate's such and such. So I had my bisoprolol dropped from 5 milligram to 2.5, and my heart rate is now back up to 68, 70. It just shows you one medicine, You've got to keep an eye on what you're taking and whether they clash or not. When I first had my heart attack, 6 months after, I googled all my medicines, and there were 2 of the medicines that you shouldn't have taken together. I actually googled and read up on it, but taking those 2 medicines together actually increased your chances of having a heart attack. Now, I printed it out, and I went to the doctor and I showed him it, and he actually changed. He agreed with me, and he changed the medication. The main person that will look after you afterlife after a heart attack, the main person that's going to look after you, will it be the cardiologist from the hospital calling you up? No. Will it be the doctor? No. Heart nurse? No. The main person that's going to look after you after a heart attack is you. You. You look after yourself and you read into things. Technology nowadays is brilliant for somebody that's on a heart attack. We are like a machine. Anything goes wrong, you take a heart attack. The symptoms are there. If you know what to look out for, you can see it coming and you can get yourself up to the hospital. And then like the Bionic Man, remember you used to look back, if you're that age, you look back at the Bionic Man, you used to laugh. And now we're bionic, you know. Something goes wrong, you just throw another part and we keep going for another few years. You know, we're bloody brilliant. You know, it's amazing. But for me, these are my factors that have kept me alive for 14 years after my stent, and I haven't had to have any other stents or anything like that there, right? One, exercise, daily exercise, good exercise, at least an hour's exercise a day, more if you can get it, right? Hydration, right? One of the main reasons why I think I had a heart attack was as a heavy gambler, stress. I used to sit up to about 2 in the morning watching sports and stuff like that, obviously with the old drink in me, and I was dehydrated, right? So you gotta keep yourself hydrated. Keep topping yourself up with water. Not all the time. You don't want to be walking around peeing yourself, you know, but you do want to keep yourself hydrated. Hydration is one of the main things. Another thing is sleep. You've got to get good quality sleep. I remember a guy in work saying to me, what time do you go to bed at? I says, about 12. He says, are you mad? He says, you should be looking after yourself. I says, why, what time do you go to bed? He says, I go to bed at 9. And then I'm up early in the morning. He says, I'm up early in the morning anyway. I says, yeah. He says, but that's not good for your body. So I started going to bed myself at 9 o'clock. Sometimes I'd go to bed about 7:30 and read a book, and then, you know, or listen to Talk Sporters or a radio or something like that, and then just doze off to sleep. And I found that I felt better. It really helps you. And vitamins as well. Vitamin D. I remember going to the doctor and I was saying, oh, these vitamins, blah, 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 you know. He says, let me tell you something. If you're only taking one vitamin in life, vitamin D is the vitamin to take. And it's funny, right through the COVID and all, vitamin D has been quoted as the vitamin that actually fights COVID, vitamin D. The other one, of course, is, what do you call it? Fish oil. You know, fish oil. And one thing I do is I buy extra virgin olive oil. That's hard to say, isn't it? Bet you couldn't say that fast. I'll try it. Extra virgin olive oil, right? What I do is I keep it in a wee squirter, bought in one of the wee shops, and you just fill it up with the virgin oil, right? And then there's like a wee squirter, just like a water pistol, you know? Remember water pistols back in the day? You know, before people were sort of glued to their phones, you know, you used to sort of squirt each other with water pistols. It was great fun. But anyway, you get your food, right? And it's just a wee small portion of your food. And then you get your extra virgin olive oil and you go, right? And once you get that down you, oh my God, extra virgin olive oil. That'll soon loosen up those veins. Damn right it will. That'll have your veins, you know, that you just swallow something or something like that there, and you know, and your plaque will just go like that. Can't beat a bit of extra virgin olive oil. Nowadays, people after a heart attack are living well into their 80s and 90s. Used to be, if you had a heart attack, it was a death penalty. You know, you had a heart attack and you survived, and the thing was, oh God, I'm going to be dead in 5 years. If you've had a heart attack and you're thinking that, don't be. I'm here 14 years later, and I don't know why people say they're fit as a fiddle. I've seen some fiddles and they're like a wooden, you know, horrible looking wooden things that are so old, you know. I've never seen a fiddle fit, you know. I don't know where people get these things. They're really stupid. But it's a bloody fiddle, you know. But anyway, you know, if you look after yourself, you don't worry. Stress is another thing. You worry about a heart attack, and I mean, I would still worry, but not as much. But if you worry about it, you'll bring one on, you know. And the worst scenario, if you do have the symptoms or you do feel a heart attack coming on, you know, you get the ambulance out. The ambulance check you out. If you're having a heart attack, you go up to the hospital. Hospital will do a dye test on you, and if there's a blocked artery, they'll stent you. You know, it's simple as that, and then you're back home again. You know, just like a car getting a puncture changed. You know, we live in the modern world. It's not like the 60s or 70s. You take a heart attack and well, the chances are you're brown bread, you know. So you gotta do that. Life after a heart attack is good, you know, and it's getting better for us people. And I would like to use people to sort of help me grow my channel. After I had the heart attack, I sort of thought to myself, you know, because I remember the night of the heart attack, I was really down, and for about a year afterwards, I was really down, and you were sort of looking down and think, God, you know, how long have I got to live? Sometimes if I'm sort of depressed, you know, you would still think it, you know, you sort of think, God, someday I'm probably going to die of a heart attack, you know, and it's not nice to think about, but you do think about it, you know, but you can extend your life, and you can live a good life after a heart attack if you keep it in check. Don't be one of those stupid people that, you know, if you're smoking, they keep on smoking. Don't be one of those stupid people who you get home from a heart attack and you do the exercise for the first year, and then yeah, I'll exercise, and then you don't, you know, which me, the silly fool, during lockdown, all I did was stuff my face and fart about, you know, and I regret that now because I put on weight, but I intend to do something about it. But I intend to do more videos, and I want more ideas, and I want more interaction. You know, I've been getting a lot of response from India. 33% of my views are actually from India, so thank you very much, everybody in India. One day I must get the chance to take a flight over to Delhi and actually see what India's like, you know. I'd actually love that. I watched a few movies about India, like that, the movie with the Hotel Mumbai, where they saved a lot of the guests when that hotel was sort of captured by terrorists. It's a great movie, great movie. But India is a great place, it really is. But listen, thank you very much if you've subscribed to my channel. If you haven't, please do subscribe. Give me a like, and do hit that wee bell there, and then you'll be notified if I make another video. But in the meantime, do leave a comment if you've experienced a heart attack yourself, whether you've had a stent or a bypass, what you do exercise ways, what you do food ways, do you still drink alcohol, what are you worried about, what else would you like to know, is there any video that you would like me to make that would sort of ease your mind about a heart attack. I'm going to make another video again soon about the stent and my experience of a stent and what I think of a stent and just everything about a stent in general. But life after a heart attack, my friends, life after a heart attack is good. It really is good. 14 years later, I'm still here. If you've just had your heart attack and you're worrying, how long will I live? Don't worry. I'm still here 14 years later, and I know a guy that's still here 30 to 40 years later. There's plenty of us about, and I'll tell you something now, we're going to be hanging about. Thanks very much for watching. You take care, and thank you very much. All the best.